Hi, I'm Pixarin, coach of the Carolina Comfey, here with my week 5 battle for the AABL. You might be wondering why there was no week 4 battle for the AABL, and that was because it just didn't work out with my opponent. Basically, I got the FF win, so we're 3-1 now for that. We just got a 3-0 win because they couldn't schedule. So that's cool. All good, but I'm playing now for week 5. So I'm gonna go through a little team breakdown, as always, for my team. But then first, I need to go over my opponent's team, which is Shuckle King and the Philadelphia Absol. So Shuckle King has Landorus T, Suicune, Cobalion, Heliolisk, Swallow, Rhyperior, Piloswine, Mega Scizor, Latios, Superior, Garbodor, and Aromatisse. And his Z users are Landorus T, Latios, and Garbodor. Um, a lot of threats that I see, but here's the team that I brought. So our first Pokemon is Victini. I brought a Scarfed variant with just general coverage for the team mixed to hit Suicune harder depending on whatever its set is. Um, Milotic, Flame Orb again with Scald Recover, Haze, Ice Beam, just general keeping sweepers at bay, taking those physical hits well. Kind of our stopper to Landorus and Scizor. Um, Makes me a little worried about some special attackers, but we do have Beat Boots here, the Serena, who's basically here to take from some special hits, specifically from Heliolisk and Spin for us, because I don't like those hazards on the field. Next up, I have Lycanroc, and this Lycanroc looks a little interesting, but it's not that crazy. It's Sash to get knocked down to Sash and Endeavor that way to, really cripple a wall and potentially kill with Rock after that. And the lack of defenses is for that. Alternatively, and what its primary use is going to be for, is to come in on the Suicune and substitute down to 1 HP or extremely low HP, and that's what this HP EV is for. And then Endeavor from there, just to take that thing out, because I really don't have enough for Suicune outside of just stalling it with the Milotic. And so I thought this would be a good way to do that. Stealth Rock is just for utility. I can get the rocks up, and that's useful. Next up, I have Akaberry Scizor, mainly to take the HP fire from potentially Latios and Superior and then kill them with U-turn. A lot of attack for that. Speed is to outspeed a Suicune with a couple outspeed creeps. So if it speed creeps me, I speed crept its speed creep. Everything else fairly standard. And then finally, I have our Mega Altaria. Just rocking a 3 attack roost set, bulky offense, max HP, max special attack. Basically just here to dish out some hits on a lot of things. It's great coverage against his team, and hopefully it'll be, I don't know, a little bit of a surprise to see especially offensive Mega Altaria, because a Dragon Dance set didn't really work very well, but I'm hoping that he kind of prepped for that, but we'll see. So that is the team. I am pretty scared of Shuckle King. He is number 1 in our division, currently 4-0. Um, and I definitely don't think the matchup is in my favor, but I'm going to play the best game I can. So I'm going to need to search him up, and I think he is Philadelphia Absol. Looks good. And then Draft League tier and Shuckle King. So we're looking good. So I've sent it, just gotta wait for him to respond to that and accept the battle. Some threats that I see is everything on his team, basically. There's a lot of big threats that stand out to me. Landorus T is scary. Milotic can hopefully deal with it, which is good, but still worried about that. Um, Suicune, I don't know what to do about Suicune. Like, Lycanroc is my answer to that, and Lycanroc is extremely easily dealt with if he plays well, which I'm assuming he will be. Um, Cobalion is scary. I didn't really prep a whole lot for Cobalion specifically. I feel like it's handled by our other Pokemon that we brought for other things. But like Heliolisk, I'm not looking too good with. Swellow can run either Guts or Specs and be a pretty big threat that way. Rhyperior, again, that can dish out a lot of damage, but Piloswine, I'm not too worried about. Mega Scizor is pretty scary. Latios is scary if Altaria can't take the hits and stuff, and Superior. I feel like I can handle Superior, but Garbodor is one thing that I was scared of. But here's the team recap, not team recap, the team. This is the team that was brought. I really didn't expect to see Rhyperior, actually. So that's nice, but it's nice to not see Garbodor. Not sure how I feel about Rhyperior. Uh, Let me actually do a quick check about Rhyperior. Does it get anything for Milotic? Does it get like Thunder Punch? Yeah, it does. It does. Anything stronger than that? I don't think so. So Thunder Punch is a little scary with that. I guess it might be a rocker. So I don't know. That's stressful, but it's nice. I'm not seeing the superior. I guess everything else makes sense. Heliolisk is nice not to see. That means that Serena can do a lot more. Um, you know, not having to switch into that Heliolisk all the time because we really didn't have a good answer to that. So lead choices. Suicune's here, so I'm not going to lead Lycanroc. Um, I could lead Victini to get a U-turn, but I don't know if I want to reveal my Scarf that early. Um, Even though that's not a bad play. I seem to be consistently leading with Milotic in this league, getting my Flame Orb off, and that's not really a bad decision this time around either. And we can throw off a Scald, and nothing really appreciates it. If Latios comes in, we can go. Actually, I need to Mega on Altaria before I can have that deal with the Latios. So we really don't have a good answer to Latios at this point in time, which tempts me to lead with Altaria. The only thing that concerns me about that is the Cobalion being a lead and potentially causing us trouble there. But I feel like that's the most important thing to get up right now. Flame Orb would be nice. It's just a matter of what I want to set up. Um, we don't have another answer to the Latios, so I feel partial to leading with the Altaria. And the Scizor leads off. So Scizor lead is fine by me, honestly, because we should take a Bullet Punch. Absolutely no problem. Um, Scizor, Swords Dance, and Fire Blast blows that thing away. We will take a Bullet Punch. Leaves us hurting a little bit for Latios later on, but if we can remove the Scizor, that's just fantastic. So I'm not that worried. I'm just going to go directly for the Fire Blast and get my Mega off. I would imagine they would switch, thinking I would have fire coverage if I'm leading with a Mega Altaria against, their team. Okay, so the Rhyperior comes right in, and that's fine with me. 100% okay. Let's gauge the, oh, well, it's lefties. Altaria Mega to Rhyperior. I don't really know what this thing is going to do. I'm glad to see it's not banded or anything like that. Um, Fire Blast did about 15, so this looks like it's about it. So it looks like it's Spadef invested pretty heavily, which is surprising. Hyper Voice 2-hit KOs, it can hurt me with Earthquake, but I'm not too worried about it. Um, hmm. Alternatively, I can go into Milotic to get my Flame Orb up right now. It doesn't get Explosion, does it? Okay, good. Uh, I'll just go right into Milotic here. I would imagine they'll just throw up rocks or something. I can spin those away later, potentially. So I like getting my Flame Orb off right now. Um, and as I've said previously, nothing really appreciates the Scald here, but I would imagine they would stay in. I would think they would swap out to something like Suicune, really in particular, which makes me want to go into this and spin because we cannot function with those rocks up. We do not like those rocks being up. So I don't mind if this thing gets Scald burned. My play is always Rapid Spin right here. I need those rocks off the field. It hurts Lichen Rock's ability to deal with Suicune doing what it needs to do. It's damage on Victini I don't want to take, and honestly, I don't want the chip on anything else. So that's cool. Um, Scizor comes in. I would imagine they're just wanting to click U-turn on me or something. I have Milotic, so I'm not stressed. Milotic kind of just switches in on that 100% of the time. Um, Not too worried. If they want to SD, I can haze. I should outspeed them unless they're running some speed for Milotic. So all they could do is bullet punch us before we get the haze off. So it's looking okay right now. I'm anticipating just a U-turn out versus the Milotic into maybe Cobalion to then click Volt Switch again and just sort of vortex us with that, which they are absolutely capable of doing. So that's a little scary. But they got the Toxic off on the Scizor, and we are looking good because of that. So I'm not worried about that. I can throw off a Scald. The Suicune might come in on this thing again, but I'm just worried about it potentially being like the Latios if I try to make a prediction. I don't really have something to swap into on the Suicune, and I don't really want to deal with that. Plus, it could outspeed me and just try to U-turn, so I think Scald is just my best play. Um, Maybe they're assuming that I have a little speed investment, but they don't seem to think um, that they outspeed me. So that leads me to believe that they are running minimal speed. Um, they have lefties, so I'm fearing sort of a Crocoon kind of set. Uh, I could go into Serena because Serena isn't super important outside of needing to spin in this game because I need something that can get this in. I really should have brought U-turn over knockoff, but it's whatever. I don't mind clicking knockoff except that it could bring the Cobalion in. But I think this is my play. Milotic can't do anything to this Suicune. We can sort of see what it's doing here. They do not get the burn on us, which is great. And I don't expect them to stay in. So I kind of want to go into Victini here. It's kind of a risky play, but I think it could pay off for us. So I'm going to just go right out into Victini. Um, if they want to take the damage on their Suicune, that's fine. But I don't see them getting a lot out of staying in on us. And there's a Scizor. So we just get to throw off a blue flare here. Um, or potentially a Bolt Strike. Not a lot wants to come in on us. If they see the Bolt Strike coming, they might go Lando, which leads me to want to Energy Ball. Energy Ball would also handle the Rhyperior if that was their answer. So I think that's the play. If they are going to predict us predicting, that's the thing, but they don't know what our item is. So I just think Energy Ball is my best play, and that is the Rhyperior gone. There's no way it's living. It does live. I am extremely incorrect. Wow. Spadef Rhyperior, folks. They still don't know what my set is, so they might just sack this, which leaves me inclined to want to go for Energy Ball again. No reason that I see to switch out, um, because for all they know, I could be, Charcoal. Something like that would allow me to switch my moves around. So going for Energy Ball here is fine. Um, but wow, I'm really surprised. What was the roll on that? I want to see what the roll on that was, because I know I'm Scarf, so it's not like I'm doing a ton of damage. But wow, yeah, that gets swallowed. All right, so in comes Latios. Oh, okay, I don't like Latios coming in, but I've got one play against Latios, and it's going into Altaria. Is it lefties? Lefties Latios. I don't like this lefties Latios. Makes me fear Calm Mind even more. Um, if they're Calm Mind Z move, they could actually just straight up blow Altaria away, which is kind of my fear in this situation. All right, so there goes Suicune. Um, I don't know what Suicune's going to do to me, but we don't do a lot of damage to Suicune. They could definitely try to burn me. Um, versus Suicune. We could try to find out a little bit about their set, but I'm not doing a lot of damage. They could be carrying Toxic, and that's the only thing I don't like. I don't like if they're carrying Toxic. But I think it's worth it to just get a little bit of damage and try to gauge what they're doing to just click Hyper Voice here. They could have Ice Beam, and I'm interested in how much that would do. Uh, I like staying healthy to deal with other things, so I don't think I can afford this. Um, as unfortunate as it is, I think it's just I have to keep going into Serena on this. They do just Scald, but I don't want to deal with that on my Altaria. We're getting lucky with Scald burns. When are we not, right? So what did they do last time against this? They went Scizor. So I've pretty much shown that I don't have U-turn, but considering that they might think I'll predict the same way again, they might not go Scizor this time. They might instead try to stay in or something. I want to click knockoff. That does a good job against anything that's not named Cobalion. And even if Cobalion gets the attack boost, that's potentially removing an item, and I feel like Milotic can take it. If they were like worst case scenario, like an SD Cobalion, is that a thing that's in here at +1? We should be swallowing. Absolutely swallowing. So I'm not too worried. Get a knockoff on Suicune. That's the lefty's gone, which is fantastic to see. And I have no reason not to click Power Whip here, I feel. I can swap versus most things. They are getting so unlucky on the burns. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Shuckle King. Oh my god. But there's no way they stay in on this at this point, so I feel like I've got a free into Victini to click a move. They could rest, but that's not going to work out very well for them. They could potentially go into something like that Latios, which makes me want to go into Altaria here. I think Altaria is a pretty good neutral play, just to go into that, and they do rest. Okay, so they're a rest Suicune. Um, we can try to figure out what they're doing here, and I can just click Hyper Voice on them. They are a Sleep Talk variant, so we are doing decent damage with our Hyper Voice. So I think they're Fizz Def. And they don't have a good switch into our Hyper Voice, because if they go Scizor, I click Fire Blast, and something dies. So Altaria is doing the pressuring job that I wanted it to, which is fantastic. That's fantastic. I'm really glad this Altaria set's working out. At least in this moment, it's working out seemingly pretty well, because the worst they can do to me is burn me. Uh, unless they're like toxic, or they could be Roarcoon, but at that point, it's like, okay, you can give me something that I can then switch out or stay in and take advantage of you with. So I don't think any variant of Suicune is too scary in this moment, except for Calm Mind, but they did choose to switch out and stack the Rhyperior, which I am absolutely fine with. Cobalion comes in. I don't know what kind of Cobalion this is, and I don't really want to risk it. If they're SD, we definitely want to be into Mystique, so I think that that is 100% the play. If they Volt Switch on me, I'm really not going to appreciate that, but I feel like it's a risk I can't take. Not going into Milotic here, so I just have to do it. They are SD, so this was the correct play to make. Um, I'm just going to click Haze and hope they don't do that much damage to me. But judging by what we saw right here, they really shouldn't. Although, let me actually cancel that, because they could be Z, couldn't they? Let me check the Z users again. Um, they can't be Z. They're not a Z user. So the worst they can do to me is be Life Orb. Not Lucario Knight. No, it's the same type as Lucario, but it's not a Lucario. If they were Life Orb, close combat doesn't kill, and I can Haze. So I'm going to just click Haze here. They could switch out and take advantage of that, get the burn damage, but that would be fine by me. I think their play is just to throw off an attack, unless they're really afraid of burn. Okay, CC does 46%, and I get to Haze them. Absolutely will not do that much damage again, and I get to recover off. I want to go Victini on this thing because this isn't sustainable. What I'm doing right here, it's not going to work out. So I'm going to let them CC me, and I'm going to click Scald, and I'm going to double into Victini. And do they get, like, I don't think they get Earthquake, so I think that's my play. Or not a double, but, you know, a switch. So hopefully this does a lot, and if we get a burn, we're sitting pretty. I've been so haxy in this league, my god. It's really been like that. Victini's my play. Yeah, I just gotta apologize for that. Oh man. So I've pretty much revealed my scarf now. Um, they know I have energy ball, so I don't think they'd go Lando. I think I don't really know what they would go into, but a bolt strike will kill from here. And the problem with that is that they know my Logic is really weak, and that makes it extremely hard for me to do anything in response to the Landorus. So I don't really know what to do here, if I'm being completely honest with you. Uh, I could U-turn. I don't think they're saving this thing though. I guess Blue Flare is just my best play. Oh wow, they had the berry for that. Okay. So no, they had the Aqua Berry just like my Scizor does, but no, they weren't going to take that. They were -2. It was basically negated. It's like 3 times resistance or something. For however it works out, it's like 3/4 of the damage reduced. But Landorus comes in here and really, really does a number on us, and I do not like that in the slightest. Um, in fact, I hardly know what my response to it is. If it clicks Rock Polish, if it's like a double dance set. So my hope is that it's not a double dance set. Or that if it is double dance, it clicks something else. I really should have been Glaciate, shouldn't I? Because that would have, well, no, that wouldn't revenge, a Rock Polish. If it was Rock Polish, it would outspeed me. How much does Altaria take from something +1 from Landorus? Granted, it could be Z, but maybe we can play around that if the time comes. I do not think we'll take a hit from a double dance. Um, it's a roll. It's a roll. Are we 100%? We are. So if it came down to it, we could do that. But Landorus is definitely the scariest thing, definitely the scariest thing that could happen right now. So we know this thing's lefties. I'm not too stressed about it. Uh, I just go into Altaria. Maybe they're trying to weaken my Altaria because they know it could be the thing that stops their Lando. But I do still have Lycanroc, which is nice. And it does have a sash, so if he tries to attack me, I can Endeavor, which is lovely. Endeavor into actually that would be the play against that thing. So that would be great. That would be fantastic. But Altaria comes in here on this Latios. And we know it's not Z, so Latios can't do a lot of damage to us immediately, even if it's Calm Mind. I'm not sure how much it's taking after Calm Mind, because I'm assuming it has Roost, just because lefties seems to make sense if it would have Roost. Um, so we take the Draco Meteor, 0 damage off that, and even if they do end up going +1 or something, Hyper Voice is still doing a whole lot of damage, so I could just throw off a Hyper Voice right here. Right into the Suicune slot, and that's looking like a sack to me. So I am 100% fine with the Suicune sack. I don't think a Calm Mind will save you here, buddy. So it was in fact the Crocoon that I was scared of, but it's gone now. And so Lycanroc can absolutely manage other things because Suicune is not a threat for it now. Fantastic. Or not the threat that it needs to manage. So there's Scizor. Stresses me out. Stresses me out, but I think Fire Blast is my play on the Scizor. It can Bullet Punch me 68%. That is a lot of damage, but the Scizor's gone now. Altaria is coming through in this game. What kind of set was that? Or was that just a roll I didn't see? That was incredibly offensive, wasn't it? Yeah, that was definitely like Max and Adamant. If they try to set up, I'm just gonna let Altaria go down here because we've got Akaberry Scizor, which can deal with the Latios if he has HP Fire. Well, if he's bulky, that could be a problem, but I'm assuming this can revenge. So I just click Ice Beam here 100% of the time. You could be Yachi. No, you're not right. You're not Yachi. You're just going right out for it. Um, wow. Okay, so I don't want to sack Glow Cloud here. Granted, I have to sack something, don't I? That can sort of get the other things going on. So yeah, I guess I just sack this. Click Ice Beam. Wow, it just dropped like that? Scald Burns. Um, so we got a 6-0. Oh my god. All right. That's what, 4-1 for us? I was so stressed about this game and we just 6-0'd. Granted, luck was way on our side, but that went perfectly. Altaria put in so much work. I hate that I've been riding this league off of luck, but I I'll take the win. I feel like it didn't play into the whole game at least, but wow, that's fantastic. So awesome. Good game to Shuckle King and the Philadelphia Absol. His link will be in the description for his YouTube. So absolutely go check him out, and I hope good luck to you for the rest of the season. I'm sure it will bounce back fine, considering you were 4-0 to this point. So absolutely hope to see you in playoffs. It was a great game. It looked pretty one-sided, but you had a very scary team, and I was definitely worried about the matchup. So we'll see how it plays out if we do end up playing again, and if we don't, just good luck to you. And that's all from me for this video. So I'll see you guys next week, unless I end up with another FF or something. Um, that's all. Bye.